Hi, Susan. I think I'm live. I think we have sound. Give it a couple more minutes for a few more to get in. We are safe and well here. I hope you are too. Sue is close to some fires, so we're praying for her, hoping everything is fine. Let's see. I just got a couple more things to check. Hey, Sue. Thank you for that sound check, Susan. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, we are going to play the intro and then we're going to get started, guys. Yay! All right, tonight we are going to be talking about uploads and patterns. I know a lot of people are asking about uploads. And I sent some kind of weird, funky message there, moving my keyboard. I apologize. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Let me remove that. There we go. All right. So that's what happens when you're working in a cramped, confined space. So I want to first thank all of my supporters. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you to the moderators as well. You guys do an awesome job. Hi, Louise. If you have not gotten your mystery box and it isn't sold out yet, it has a new cutie in it, pistachio cutie, new color. Make sure that you grab that. Lots of iron-on in that box and vinyl as well. So well worth it. Use your group discount code if your cart has more than $50 in the subtotal. So make sure that you do that. And if you have Access Premium, as you know, on materials and things like that, 20% discount on those instead of the 10% that the standard Access gets. And you get free shipping on those too. So make sure you're grabbing those up. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. Greatly appreciate that as well. So this little box, I'm calling it an Advent treat box, but guys, there are so many things that you can do with this. Now I did a Christmas theme on here for Advent calendar, but you can use these for Easter, for party favors, for birthdays, tons and tons and tons of stuff that you can use these boxes for. Showers, because you can use and put anything on your little clothespins that you want, any theme. You can make it up from any paper, or you can print your paper, which is what we're going to talk about doing tonight. So you can do a ton of things. Instead of doing a clothespin, if you don't want to purchase the clothespins and you don't want to do a straw, you can use lollipop, coffee stirrers, any of those. But I bought these at, they were $4.49 and I think they were 50% off, so $2. And you get a ton of them in a box. There's 135 sticks and blocks total, but I don't know, divide that in half. 60, 70, 65, whatever of the sticks. So that would do a ton of those for a couple of bucks, and they're already cut for you. You can buy the skinny dowel rods and cut them yourself if you want. And if you're doing a larger box, you can expand this box and make a larger box. Then you can use straws, whatever it is that you want to use that fit the hole. Yay, thank you, Louise, for that check on the mystery box. So make sure you're getting your mystery box. But again, you can put anything on your sticks or your clothespins that you want. You don't have to have a clothespin. If you want to put your image in Design Space and cut a hole in it, these sticks happen to be 0.16 of an inch, 0.16, and you can put whatever you want on that stick. Let me just take this one apart. That keeps the clothespin I like because the stick won't move on you. But you're just going to run your stick in there, put whatever design. If you've cut a rabbit for Easter or whatever, you're going to put that, slide that on your stick, and then just slide it through the other side and arrange it how you want. You can put your messages, have writing on them, whatever. So there are tons of things that you get to do with this box. It is not limited to Christmas or Advent like I have this one set up for tonight. Let me get that back on there. But I got a whole cart of the clothespins, again 50% off for $2 at Hobby Lobby, that had these tags on them. You may like those tags, you may want to use those, but I was like, right on top. Okay, and if you don't have that, you can glue any shape on the top of those that you want if you have just the clothespins. Now, I did try the small ones that I have for my little goodie bags that I use to keep those closed, and I didn't like the way they fit on the stick, because you can see that the hole there is much smaller than that stick is. So it kept it kind of spread out, but it will work. So if you want to put something else on one of those and have that little pop of color, you can use them. So you've got several options. Limitless. You can even use the little miniature bows. So anything that you can find, okay? I'll just go through the fold steps. You've got several score lines on there, and you're just going to fold it across the top on that main score, and then fold it along the bottom on that main score. Then you're going to fold on your horizontals, okay? And then right here between the two holes, now I found this easier if I just brought my stick in and then pinched it, okay? Super, super easy and simple. Then I just pulled the stick out, came over on this side, fold it up, run that stick in there, make sure that it all fits, and then I just folded it over on both directions just to ease the pressure on it. But that's going to help you, putting that stick between the two and then pinching it's going to help you get that pinch on that diagonal line, because this part doesn't get folded, okay? Super easy to put together. We're just going to go ahead and put this together for our experienced Design Space people. And then we're going to move on to a Design Space lesson for the less experienced. So you're just going to fold that over till it meets. Create your little box. Keep it square. And then you're going to fold in your two tabs here. And I just put a little bit of glue on them. You don't have to. And I believe this one is shorter. Yes, you want the one from the back, the long piece. You want to fold that one in first because it is shorter right here so that you don't have a lot of bulk. And then you're going to fold in this tab. And then you can take your bone folder and just go inside, give it a little press down, smear that glue. And this is your tab that's going to fold in, and it's going to close on itself, just like that. You don't need any glue, any tape, or anything at this point. Then you're just going to take and pull the sides up, push your stick in. Now, if you're using a different design, you can slide your design on that stick. Like I said, you can put that on there. If you're using a clothespin, you're just going to run it right through. even up your stick. Make sure that it's the same on each side. And clip on your design. Now, in the file, we're going to go over to the file in a second. I have a 12 Days of Christmas theme set up for you. It is not in the file because it's an upload. And you can't share anything that has an upload in it. So if you're not familiar with uploads, that's one thing that you need to remember that we're covering tonight. Once you upload something and save it into your file, it is no longer shareable. Okay? No longer shareable. So if you're a supporter, you've got access to the file for these. And I just did a 12 Days of Christmas. I know Advent has 24, so if you want to change up the theme or add numbers or add something in between just with no number on it, you can do that. Totally up to you, or you can do 2 different sets and slice out your number and put in a different number if you want. Totally up to you. Use any kind of emblems, Santa Clauses and stuff, and do the first 12 as the 12 days or the last 12 as the 12 days. But tons of ideas and things you can do. And all I did was just glue these right on, and I didn't go in number order. I just picked some up. I think in my photo I've got number 1 and number 9. Now I'm going to do number 7, just because that's what I picked up. I'm just going to glue it right to the front. Now if you want a base layer behind that to put a little more flash or whatever on yours, you can do that. You'll need to cut your circles at 1.75 inches, okay? Which you can tell that by these once you upload them. So you can just create a circle for those. And then these up here, I think this is a 1-inch circle. They worked fine too for a cover, so you can go up to about a 1 inch on those for your clothespins. I think that those are actually about 0.75. So, totally up to you how you want to decorate it. How cute are those? Now, I have seen some designs where they've made a hanger out of a dowel rod, and then they've taken strings and hung these at various different heights throughout, up and down, you know, different ways, and hung them from that dowel rod using thread, which these are perfect for because you already have this rod here, and then they can just slide it right off. Okay, so you've got tons and tons and tons of options on that little box, year-round box. So now let's pop over to Design Space and take a look over there, and there we go. And here is your file. Now this is a working file for me, so I'm going to be working out of this one in case I accidentally save it. I won't mess up your file. You've also got a file, if you're a supporter, over there with the pattern that I had on that paper that of the box we just did. And I've already uploaded mine, but I am going to walk you through uploading it. Okay, so I'll just have 2 in there. Maybe one day they'll be able to let us delete it. Or actually, maybe I'll use something else. Yeah, I'll use something else. I have something on my desktop. So, when you're wanting to make a design out of this and you want a specific design, but you don't have the paper for it, you can go online and you can search for some papers. I'm just going to pull in a page over here. And let's just search for some backgrounds. You can search backgrounds, papers, any kind of things like that you want. Let's search Christmas papers. Okay, and go to images. So here you have tons of different papers and stuff like that you can find. You can go right here, Amazon, you can find these. Those are actual papers. So you can find freebies that you can print. I left out printable, didn't I? There we go. So you can go in here and you can go to Zazzle, you can go to all these places, you can go to Pinterest, and you can upload all different things. Design bundles is my go-to. Let's just take a look over there. Let's see. Thought. Anyway, there are just tons that you can purchase, but here's one. There it is. I was looking for something free. But you can click on that and you can see it's a free printable. So you can go over to their site and you can download the printable. But what you want to look for is at least a 300 DPI. And look for those on those papers. This should be fine. But they have several Christmas prints. Here's a good one with snowflakes. Let's just try that one. I'm going to right click and save image as just for quickness. But you really basically want to download them, okay? You want to download, find the download button on there, because with all the things on their sites, sometimes it's hard and you have to search for that download, because you'll see all this start and all that. You want to make sure that you're going to the download button. There it is right there. Where it says download image, I'm going to download that one. And you can see it. I'm going to allow the download. So now it is in my downloads folder. And I can double click on that and open it up. And it's going to open up just like this. And you can see this has like a little fabric look to it. Very, very pretty paper. Super easy to do. So that's the one we're going to use. We're going to upload that pattern and put it in there. I'm going to close this out. I'm just going to close that. Now, if you're on Google Chrome, you'll see a download down on your bottom lower right. And that's where your designs are going to be. If you're on a Mac like I am, as you saw, I just clicked up there and it automatically downloaded it for me in my downloads folder. So I don't have to unzip it or anything like that. If you see something and it looks like a zip folder, then you're going to need to right click and extract it if you're on a Windows computer. Unless they fixed that since I've used Windows and now they automatically open for you guys too. Some of you may have that, some may not. But you're going to go into upload, and you notice when you do upload you have two different designs here. And you're going to click upload pattern, and then you're going to browse. And I'm just going to click on mine right there and open it up. And then I'm going to name and tag it. And I'm going to leave this as free printable Christmas wrapping paper so that I know that this was a freebie that I got. I didn't pay for it, don't need a license, that kind of thing. And you also want to research and make sure that there are no copyrights to it. Then you're just going to, I'm going to call this Christmas. I don't think it's really nature or anything, winter. I'm going to select all of the stuff that it may be. And then you can come in here and go to vintage or contemporary, geometric, whatever you want to use in that, okay? And then you're going to choose a color. And I'm just going to choose multicolor because it has some blue, red, and green in it. Or you can select all the separate colors if you want as well. Totally up to you how you want to do that. Right now, we don't have a search feature for patterns, okay? Like you do with your images where you can search. We can't search out our patterns. They are working on it for a couple of years now. It's supposedly coming. I don't know when. But when the time comes, you'll want to be able to search those. So make sure you don't skip these steps. And then you're just going to hit save. When you hit save, it may take it a minute. And you see that it's gone. It didn't do anything. So now I'm just going to cancel. And then I'm going to come over here to upload. I'm sorry, not to upload. I'm going to click on my image. And I don't want to mess up my score line, so I'm just going to select the bottom one in the layers panel. You want to make sure that's the only one that's selected. Okay? And now you're going to come up and you're going to go to no fill and you're going to select print. And you can see that your cut lines went away. They didn't really go away, but they're just not showing because that image was white. We're going to click in that. Yay, welcome. We have a new subscriber. So now you're going to click in the color and you're going to click pattern. And then when you get to pattern, you'll see it's going to be in the top. Again, we don't have a way to search these, so you'll have to scroll through and find the one that you want to use. and then you're just going to select it. And it's going to fill that in. Now, the difference with doing that, and I'm going to show you guys because we're going to upload it as an image too so that you can see the two different things. Your notification didn't go off, Linda? That's okay. We'll see if I think I forgot to add you, Linda. I'll get that fixed for you. So now you've got your image fill. But now if you go to Edit Pattern, take a look at what happens to this image. I've got it. Let me move it so that you can really see it. So now we're going to go up. I'm going to select just the one down there because I didn't want it. You can detach your lines if it's easier for you. It's easier for me if I don't. We're going to go to Edit Pattern and watch what happens when I start playing around. And it can be a little slow, but see how my snowflakes are suddenly larger on that print? I can control how much green and how much pattern I have on there simply by adjusting the scale of it all. And now I can actually see those fabric lines in there, that the look that I was going for or what I wanted. It shows there. When you do a pattern fill or a slice from a JPEG, it doesn't work that way. And let me just duplicate that because I forgot to. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to change this one back to cut. Okay. And leave it. I'll just leave it gray so you guys can see it. So now I'm going to upload that same image, but I'm going to upload that image as an image by using the one on the left. I'm going to browse and I'm going to pull that same exact thing in. I'm going to go to complex because I don't want to lose any detail. I'm not going to do anything to it. I don't want to clean anything out of there. And I'm going to hit continue. And I want to save it as a print then cut image. Otherwise, I'm just saving as square because Design Space cannot see this. It sees it as a photograph on print and cut, and it sees it as a square on cut because it can't see all that detail, okay? Because it is a JPEG and not an SVG. Again, you want to name it and tag it, and I'm going to name this Snowflakes or Snowflake Paper. Any way that you might look it up, and I'm going to hit save. And now that's going to save that as an image in my image library right here, and we're going to click on it and insert it. And it's going to take that a moment to load. It's probably going to come in big. Well, not as big as I thought it would. But now I can stretch this out and make it whatever size I want. I can make it 15 inches maybe. But you can see that the whole, you're not going to get as much. You can see that it just doesn't blow up the same. It doesn't. Let me go in and shrink it down to about a 10. It's not going to change that here in a moment. I have more ways to manipulate it, I should say, than I do if I upload it this way. And as far as I know, unless they fixed it, you can't do this step on mobile unless it's been fixed. Now I can bring this in and say, okay, this is where I want it to cut because I want that blue snowflake to be on the front, which I can do with this in adjusting too. So now I'm going to detach my score lines. Just going to click on that and I'm just going to hide them. And now I'm going to select the two. I only have this selected. You can see it's grayed. And then I have this selected. And then I'm going to click slice. Now you see I sliced that and got the blue snowflakes on there. But where are my red ones? Because I have to maneuver that over the area, I can't really put that blue snowflake exactly where I want it and get the red ones. But unless I keep maneuvering around and fiddling with it. Let me see if I can. Oops, went too far, didn't I? Maybe I can still do it. Let's see. Yeah, there's my score lines. I don't really need them for this tutorial. Let me just get rid of those. So I can move it around, but I can't see what I'm doing and where it's at. That one's going to end up on the bottom tab, but you can see how difficult it is for me to get any of that blue snowflake in there. Maybe if I go right there, I might get one of the red ones. And then I can select the two. If you select more than 2 layers, you won't be able to slice, or if anything's attached or grouped. So I can get rid of those. And now I got a little bit of the red on there and a little bit of the blue, but when I fold that box, that's going away. Part of that one's going away. That's going away. This one will show. So I don't have as much maneuverability on the image when I slice it and upload it as an image. It can be done, but especially if you're working with photographs, you need to be able to edit and maneuver your image a lot better than that. Okay, so let me, oops, did I click off of it? I did. There we go. So when I go up here to my pattern, I can come back in and I can edit it, and I can change it up. If I don't like the way that those are falling on there, I can flip it. I can flip it in another direction, make it go the other direction. I can flip it vertically if it's not going in the way that I want it. But one of the main things that I can do is I can rotate it. I can rotate it. This is really important with like let's say I wanted to rotate it 47 degrees for whatever, so that I could get more snowflakes in there. Then you can do that. But you can also shift it horizontal or vertical. So if my snowflake is almost where I want it, but not quite, I can move this up and down vertically. So now my blue snowflake is coming into this corner down here. And now it's going more center. And then I can move it horizontally the other way and get that like I want. Again, it's not as important with this particular image, but when you're working with the photograph, being able to use those tools up there to do that really does matter. So I'm just going to change this pattern out and kind of show you what I mean with some sheet music. Let's go with this one. So if I wanted to use a sheet music pattern in that, you see where those berries are? Maybe I want them up here, and I know that my box is going to be cut the other way. Now I can flip this before I put it in there as well. So you have a lot more tools when you're working with them like this. But I'm just going to go to edit, and instead of having to flip all of that, I'm just going to flip this. I'm going to rotate this 270 degrees because I want it to face the other way. And now I want that pattern. I want some of that holly to be up on the front, but I still want to keep my music. And I kind of like where the music was at. I don't like it being so big. You see how it disappeared? Tile. But I can go in and shift that. I'm just going to do this and type it in. Move it vertically 30. That's okay. It's got that corner. I'm looking to get it up here in this corner and still get my music. So let's go horizontal. Let's go 50. See if I can shift it up. No, it's down. So I'm going to go negative 50. Okay. This right here, I can see where my score line is. It's basically going to disappear, and it's going to give me a little bit of a blank area to work with. If you're putting decor on there, that could be important. This right here is going to leave a little bit in here. These will all disappear, but this music will be on the top, okay? But it's facing the opposite direction. So again, I can go in. I'm thinking of my box as it's folded and edit it, and now I'm just going to flip it. Oops. See what that did to the words? Now the words are backwards, so I need to flip that again. And now let's rotate that 180 degrees. And it takes it a minute. You're working with PNGs, so they can be a little slow sometimes. Is it blurry to you, Linda? it depends on your screen resolution. You may, if you've got something blown up, then it may be. So now I have those bells right there on the top of the box. I have this going the right way for reading it. So there are tons of things that you can do, that you can maneuver, and that you can work with those in. So does everybody understand uploading patterns? Now to upload your designs, if you have a question, just let me know. Because I wouldn't leave this way. I would go in and play with it a little bit more. Again, you need to go in and play with it and figure out how you want to do it. But you can use any paper, even if you don't have it in your stash, and you can print on ivory or white paper and get the look that you're going for. Just remember, if you have something like this in white, you can't use an ivory color without changing your snowflakes to that color of that paper, because white doesn't print. Let's see. Now to upload, and I've already got mine in there, guys. You're going to go in and upload. These are ones I made like ornaments. Let's go to upload. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to go to my desktop. I apologize. I have accidentally zipped up that folder. I'm going to unzip it. I think I am anyway. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to drag and drop my little file in there that I got. And again, if you're a supporter, it's in there. And you can name it and tag it. And then you're going to save it. And then you're going to click on it and you're going to insert it. Okay? So now you have, oops, I got both of them, didn't I? There we go. So here you go. You've got all of your images. You don't want to resize that. You just want to ungroup it. And then you can cut these from any paper. And I was right. They are 1.75 inches. Okay? Oh, yay, Jen. Good. We're here to help. We teach something every Monday night. So join us. We're here. We're going to help. If you have a question, even if it's off topic of what we're discussing, we will answer it. We will show you on screen so that you're not lost. We don't want to leave anybody behind. Yay, Jen. But again, like I was saying, if you want a background for this, you can duplicate it and contour and hide all contours and get your solid shape if you want. Maybe to do a red background and then do this in white, which would be super cute on that snowflake paper. Let me arrange and move that to the front. Then you can do that, or you can simply just add a circle and make it 1.75 inches. But you're going to select them both, align, center, and now you have a couple of choices again. You can cut these and layer them up, or you can select them both and you can flatten them for print and cut as well. And then they will be super cute on that box. This one I resized, so don't pay attention to that, but it will fit on there. The box itself is about 2 by 2. So 2 inch, not counting the flaps at the top. I don't know what it comes out to be. Let me measure that. About 3 inches with the flaps on the top. But the box itself is 2 by 2. So it can hold lots of little goodies and some filler, some of the crinkles for filler. You can join. Yay, you're a cutie collector. Awesome. You have to be a cutie collector or higher. And Jen, if you will message me on Messenger, I will get you your password, because I don't know if I got it changed in time on YouTube. But if I did, it's in there. Just don't say the password out loud and I'll make sure you have the correct one. You're going to take and go over to craftingwithapril.co, and we'll just go over there and show you right here on screen how to do that. Because we're basically done here showing the uploads unless somebody has questions. So let me grab a window here for you guys. And you can go over to the craftingwithapril.co site. If you're not a supporter, you can support Cutie Collector or Hire on YouTube here as a membership, and then that gives you access to all the little cuties and the beside your name like that. And you will also get the emoticons if you're on YouTube. If you're on Patreon or Ko-fi, if you're a supporter, you'll have files here. In order to access any of the freebie tabs, you have to log in and register. Now, if you're a supporter, you do not have to do that just to access the files. You're just going to click on it. The supporter files is a tab. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs of files here. Okay? You can click on it, and then you're going to get this box. If you're a supporter, you have the password I have sent to you on Messenger. If you're on Patreon, you have it on YouTube. It will automatically be in your descriptions. And if you're on Ko-fi, it's on the calendar post. But you're just going to hit login. I'm not going to save that password because I don't want it to save. And then right here, boom, here is everything you need for tonight's project, including the tutorial. Last week's project, last week I gave you 3 files on Wednesday. So you have those, and even one for mobile users because you can't foil. But all of the things are in here for you guys, all the files. You have access to everything. And you're just simply going to click on the buttons, and they will open up like in Design Space, and then you're just going to tell it to open. You're going to allow, and it will open up your file like this right here. Oops. I guess there it goes. And then you can go in and you can customize. So super easy, super simple. Let me give you my name so you'll know what to. There you go. If you'll message me on Messenger, I will walk you through if you get stuck. But you should have in your description on your YouTube membership there, you should have access to what the monthly password is, and it will change every month, and you'll be able to access it. But you're just going to go to craftingwithapril.co, and then you'll be able to, right there, there's the link. Then you can log in and you can go, or not log in. You don't have to log in if you just want to get to those files. The only one you have to log in for is the freebie tab. Here are awesome. They're best of the best. So does anybody have any further questions, either on becoming a member, getting your membership on YouTube or Patreon or Ko-fi? You only have to do one. You don't have to do them all. Everybody gets the same thing for the same price. Except Patreon. Now you can save 10% on Patreon if you do an annual. So everybody's good on uploading and using patterns. Again, you can use patterns. You can use photos. You can go to design bundles and get printable elements. They have digital paper. So you can look up digital paper at all of these places. Our design bundles, So Fancy, Creative Fabrica. They all have them. Those are our trusted sites that come from our resource guide. So if you guys have any questions ever, just let us know and we'll do that. Does anybody need to see me put together the box one more time? Little boxes here. I know there's a little bit of lag in time, so I'm going to put this box together while I wait to make sure that nobody has any questions, and then we will be live again. I'll show you the calendar and we'll wrap it up. We're just going to fold all of those tabs. Use your bone folder. I'm not doing all of those steps right here, so you get your nice crisp lines. And then you're just going to fold that end tab. And I find it easier to fold the sides first. Totally up to you, though. As long as you hit all your scores, you're good. Oops. I bent it. Open it all back up, and then we're just going to fold on these. And this is the pattern that's in the file for you guys as well. And I'm just going to pinch that. It's basically going to fold on its own. But I'm just running that stick in there. I had a hard time getting those holes even close, guys. But we did get them. That one may be off just a little. Maybe I missed my score. Just give it a pinch. Fold it back. Because you want a nice crisp fold for it to go both ways on those little corner guys. We're going to open it up, and just right here on this tab, a little bit of glue. That's what I did. I missed my score line. I really should wear my glasses when I do this, but most of the time I don't. A little bit of glue on each one of those tabs. And we're going to fold in this side, the long side. A little bit of glue on this one. Fold it in, keep it square. And then you're just going to, this folds in just so anything you put in won't fall out. And then you're going to bring both tops up. Put in your stick. If you're doing a different than Christmas and you're using leaves for fall or a bunny rabbit for Easter or whatever you're using, you put that on next. But I'm using a clothespin instead of just a image to make mine a little fancier. I'm going to run those little sticks in. Again, those are wood pile. Those are from Hobby Lobby. And it's called the Sticks and Blocks with a hole. It comes in a pack with those blocks. And then we're just going to clip on our clothespin with our poinsettia. And we're going to do the 6 geese a laying here. And I didn't put anything behind mine. I wanted this paper right here with the snowflake showing, just to show through on mine. But you can certainly, and I'm a messy gluer. Dries matte and clear. I'm using art glitter glue for those of you who don't know. Super easy, simple box. Yes, and you can use your foiling tool. Guys, you can do that. You can change or put writing, drawing, whatever on your papers. You can print them and then have them foiled. So don't limit yourself. Once that paper is printed, you can jump right on in there and add your foiling tool. If you have an Air or a Maker, you can't foil with the Joy, but you can foil with the others. And if you're on mobile, you do not have access to the foil yet. Hey Gail, welcome, welcome. Yes, Gail, I do have free files on craftingwithapril.co for people who do not want to be members. But if you are a Patreon supporter or a Ko-fi supporter monthly, or if you are a Cutie Collector high or higher on YouTube, then yes, you have access to all of my files. I will bring that up one more time since you have just joined us and show you guys that. Again, we don't want to leave anybody behind. There. You can come in here and you have access to all my files. You have 6 pages of files. You not only get this, you get all of my files on those levels. from 2017 up. Some of them are probably older than that, but I didn't start sharing them till 2017. So you get everything. The freebies tab, like I said, it will make you log in to get to the freebies tab, whether you're a supporter or not. And then on the freebies tab, we have, oops, I'm not on the freebies tab. There we go. You have 3 tabs here. You have the freebies, you have the Christmas files from this year and from last year. And this is one that I released this week. If you're doing the ornaments, I have a template here with shadow layers in case you need that. There are tons of things in here, guys. Tons of things. Informational things, sewing projects, freebie projects. People were asking about the M&M faces last week, I believe. They're in here. There's the mouse heads and the bows. Care tags for your projects for washing instructions. They're in here. You have cup wraps, K-cup wraps, and mini wraps. Let's see, what else do we have in here? There's just all sorts of, there's a mixed match of all sorts of things in here. Large board game files are in here. The dioramas that we made, we did a video of that. There's your tutorial on making it for those lighted dioramas that everybody likes. I teach you how so you don't have to buy files in that video. Oops, I have the care tags in here twice, don't I? Puzzle lines, if you want to make puzzles. Here's your grid lines for that. Here's your Days Till Christmas Grinches, your Ninja Turtles, your ballerinas, your Grinch faces. Bumbles in here. Here's your Halloween, all about the candy files for the personalized boxes you can change out. There are just all sorts of stuff, and it grows every month. I tried to add something to it at least once a month. Oh, dang it. Thank you. It didn't change. Let me go back. It won't take but a second to go over this, guys. There it goes. That was me. That wasn't them. I guess I didn't hit my right key. But there are just tons of stuff in here on that freebie tab, guys. I mean, tons and tons and tons. You have all sorts of stuff. Has anybody reported any damage from the foil quill? Not that I have seen, Pat, but it will void the warranty. I'm just going to keep scrolling so you guys can see some of the stuff that's on this freebies tab. So even if you're not a supporter, and I'll go back and show you the supporter tab. But it will void your warranty. If you go on Swing Design, I have a link for Swing Design. Then there is a letter that came from Cricut that they post with that so that when you purchase it, you can read it and see it. It will void that. Here's your curved cut lines too, guys. I forgot to mention that a minute ago. Sometimes we need a curved cut line and you can't really create that in Design Space. They are here to help you design. Your care tags, all sorts of stuff. But you've got tons and tons and tons of stuff in here. Okay. Not bad for freebies. And again, you have your supporter files. You have 6 different tabs of supporter files. The main one is the top one, of course. That's the one we're working in currently. And again, there's tons of things in there for you guys. Superheroes, all sorts of stuff. You're welcome, Gail. but I mean, I have the foil quill, Pat, but I do have a maker that's out of warranty. So I don't mind testing on that one. I don't encourage it if you have one, but I am going to say these are my things, okay? Because I will always be honest with you guys. I love my foil quill, but I also love this new Cricut tool. Which do I find easier? I find the Cricut tool easier to use, and I love the fact that I can change color with it and not eject my mat and get things lined up. With the foil quill, I can't do that. I can't pause. I can try to pause it very quickly before it starts cutting and sucking that mat back in there and remove the foil so that it can cut. Okay. Does it do a better job than the Cricut foil tool? Not in my opinion. It's different because it's a heat activated. I haven't had a bad foiling with either one yet. That wasn't my fault. I've had bad foiling with the foil quill. I've had bad foiling with the Cricut foil tool. It was my fault in both cases. You just have to redo it. That's it. The Cricut foil is laid down by pressure, where the foil quill is done by heat. Okay? So two different methods. I can use my, as you saw when I did the demo, I can use my foil quill foils, but if I rub them, they come off. Okay? However, I did have somebody notify me that they did it, and they saw that I did, and it rubbed off, and then heat set it, and it won't rub off. Okay, you don't have to do that with the Cricut, so that makes it easier. My drawback and the only con that I could come up with for the Cricut foiling tool was we only got silver and gold 12 by 12 sheets, and sometimes I like to foil a whole sheet with a pattern and then cut it, and sometimes I want to use something besides silver and gold, and the foil quill foils come in rolls and not sheets that I can roll, and I can unroll the size that I need, and I like that. And I'm hoping that Cricut will give us either some rolls. I don't mind the flat sheets, that sometimes I don't have the width, but if that makes sense, because my roll is a 1.5 by 1.5 roll, where I need a 12-inch space to store that flat 12 by 12. So I hope that makes sense. So I hope that Cricut comes out with giving us some foil options, either on a roll or either giving us some colors in 12 by 12. And I can understand why they may not do a roll, because it is pressure released, and us trying to undo the tape to get those off could probably damage the foil. And that's why they come in sheets, whereas the other one has no problem with either one. Other than the foil quill, my con on it is I can't switch colors because I have to unload my mat, and I can't stop my machine sometimes fast enough to remove the foil before it cuts. And with the Cricut and the Cricut's design space, it gives me that option because it automatically does it for me. Well, that's what you can do, Pat. You can heat set, as long as it's heat set, doesn't matter. You can heat set it with your Easy Press or a laminator. And myself, I would probably use my Easy Press because it heats up faster than my laminator does. Just me, though. Yes, Jen, the superheroes are in for my supporters. Those are a supporters file. But Pat, you can still use both. I mean, if you're in a quick hurry or you want to change colors, you have your Cricut tool for that, because they are two totally different tools, two totally different foils. But like I said, I mainly use my foil quill for laminating a whole sheet of paper, and then I'm going to pause it and kick it out. I'm not going to cut it, and then I'm going to use my pattern and cut my pattern out from that paper. So if I'm doing a whole sheet and I want it to be red, I can't get a 12 by 12 sheet of red from Cricut at this point. So I would use my foil quill to do a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I could later cut from. So both of them have their uses in the craft room. Yay, Jen, you have them. So, but again, I don't have a problem with either one of the tools. I like them both for different reasons. And they both work very well. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? I still love that card there. All right, guys. We will be, let's see if I can make sure that it shifts this time. There we go, yay. No more lives this month. I am working on a file. I did release 3 files last week that I released early, but I may still try to release another one tomorrow for you guys. If I don't be upset with me. I will get it out as quickly as I possibly can. Especially, I'll try to get it out before Halloween, because we're all going to be busy over the Halloween weekend anyway. And then I don't have my November calendar set up yet. Let's see when our next live is. Looks like we're going to be live on the 5th of November. Oops, that's October. Boop. There we go. Well, why won't my calendar change? There we go. The 2nd of November. I will try. That's going to be a tough week for me, and it's election day is coming up on Tuesday. I may do a Wednesday tutorial if I don't do Monday. I'm going to shoot for Monday, though, the 2nd. I'm going to shoot for the 2nd. And then again, of course, you have the 9th, 16th, 23rd, and the 30th. The first week is usually just a tough week for me for wrapping up month's end. I like to use that first week to design for the month for you guys. But if I can work one in, I will work it in. I'll get the calendar up this week for November. It will be in the announcements in your groups. Cricut Maker Projects and Crafting with April and the other small Patreon group. You do vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for as long as you vote. We won't hold anything against anybody. Everybody has their own way of thinking, so we're accepting of that. All right, you guys have a wonderful week, and I will either see you on the 2nd or the 9th, and I will get that out for you. As always, if you have any questions or you have anything you need answered, you can ask in the groups or message me or an admin, and we will help you. Thank you to all of my supporters. Thank you to all of my moderators and admins. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much.